the all new Power Mornings with Letty and Teddy on Power 106. It's Friday, but not just any Friday. We won't call this a West Coast Friday because, man, are we feeling LA right now? We have our friend Blxst in with us. Blxst, thank you so much for checking in. Your album is out right now. Before you go, already, just the vibe is right. The vibe is set up for Blxst.
Sure.
You're taking over the summer. I can feel it.
It's that time. I'm feeling fresh right now.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Just coming off the No Love Lost run.
Yep.
Had to double back, so we're here now.
Yeah.
Man, and not just the No Love Lost run, also the 6 tape with you and Bino. Like, you definitely are not shy of just releasing and releasing and releasing, but it's always quality. Yeah. You know, sometimes people either sacrifice quantity and like quality for quantity. Yeah. You don't.
Nah, for sure. If you got it, you got to put it out there.
Yeah.
Shout out Bino Rideaux, too.
Yeah.
I think, I just wanted to stay consistent early on, just coming fresh out the gate and give people enough, music to feed on,
And they sure are.
Hey, how does it feel, bro? How does it feel? How does this week feel? Yeah. And how does it feel to be one of the champions of the city?
Man, it's a humbling experience, to say the least. I feel like I'm living my dreams right now, but, I got to be careful at all times, though, because I feel like I'm affecting lives now. I got to be intentional with everything I say, everything I do. I'm representing the team, representing my family, so everything I got to move strategically now.
Intentional. Yeah. It's powerful stuff.
I've been on, hits you for the past few years, and I know there's always these end-of-year lists, and they always talk about which rappers are on top or which top rappers killed the game. And I remember when No Love Lost dropped, and it was more towards the end of the year, correct? I believe. Yep. And I'm like, Blxst should be on these lists.
Man,
Blxst is not, and it was even this fine line that people were like, is he a rapper? Is he a singer? To me, you're lyrical.
Thank you.
So I don't care what it is that you do. You bring lyrics better than a lot of people that rap. That's bring lyrics, How do you consider yourself, or what would you define yourself as?
Man, I just like to think of myself as a creator overall.
Nice.
I'm a producer. I engineer my own music, make my graphic arts. I write everything, so
Damn.
I'm just a creator in general.
You get to the bag. The bag gets to you, actually, because you say you do everything. That's amazing, man. You know how I would describe Blxst to everybody? I would describe your music as you make music for regular dudes to express how much they love their girl, dog.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you just regular dude, hey, listen, we're not on some other shit. We just regular dudes.
For sure.
And especially your single, About You, right? I seen the video. That's dope.
Thank
you. All right. And Letty just mentioned about how you hit. It just hits different. I need you to be about we. If you put a limit on your love, then count me.
Come on.
I used that shit to my girl and it worked, man.
It worked.
Inspiration behind the single, because you say you're intentional. So you don't your first single out, you want to make sure that it hits a message. So what was the intention behind About You?
Man, that record just speaking on stepping into my confidence
in
all aspects, whether it be within myself and my relationship with my friends and family.
Okay.
Just owning what I wanted and claiming that unapologetically,
Teddy says you're like the regular dude, help the regular dude.
Yeah, you do.
I think you're, man, the way you G up some stuff, legit, you make love not corny, dog. You say things that if my husband said to me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fall back. And I know guys wish that they could get girls to shut up sometimes. Or look, I'm with you whether it's wrong or right, okay? This stuff we built isn't overnight. But the way that you say it, it makes it uncorny. A lot of times when we think about a guy that's more of a sweet talker or a guy that's more catering to women, he's dismissed sometimes. It's like, all right, I'm not when in 1,000 years am I going to say this to my girl? But you make it right here, right in the convo of a couple, and you make it fire.
Thank you.
No, I'm a fan.
I want to make it cool to love, so to hear you say that, that's
yes.
Cool love.
You talk about being intentional, and Letty alluded to just your versatility as an artist. Now, when it comes to you creating an album, creating a body of work, putting together your music with doing everything, the graphics, the singing, the producing, what is that intentionality coming down to when it's time to pick a sound and you're crafting your sound? You're this is what I want the world to hear and see and look at me when they see Blxst and hear Blxst. What is that process like for you when you're crafting your sound and the sound of Blxst?
I think I try not to overthink it. For the most part, me being from the West Coast, it's going to bleed out of me naturally.
Yeah.
But I just try to be the best version of myself, whether that be collaborating with other producers, collaborating with live instrumentalists, things of that nature, just to make the sound even bigger than what it is.
Is there ever a point in time where it's like, well, I'm not going to sing too much on this, or the album I need to throw a couple more harder bars or a couple harder hitting, songs in there for a different demographic of people, or you don't try not to worry about that too much?
It's not even that much thought process into it. Honestly, I just feel like I'm a channel. Like, I'm just a messenger. It's just flowing through me, and I try not to overthink it. I just put it out.
Man, whatever come out that day, come out.
For sure.
Got you.
Nah, Blxst, I always talk about just what we have in LA is so different. There's something special about Los Angeles. We have, like, of course, the forever known smooth, calm, collective vibe, but we're also hustlers. Yeah. And then we also just have, like, our own cool factors. Like, we have our own, and you are our own. Even from your name, Blxst, I know people must trip out on it. Like, what is it? Is it Blxst?
For sure.
Is it Blxst Street? Right. Are you Black Street? Like, what is it?
I ain't never heard that one.
When you came with your name, though, did you know, like, I gotta make it me. I gotta make it swaggy. It's gotta be different. It can't just be, there can't be an A in it.
From the beginning, there was an A in it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first made my name, I was young. I was probably like 16.
Oh, word.
Just trying to be cool. I was from a little clique back then. We had cliques in LA.
Oh, yeah. Well, why Blxst, though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. It just
I'm blasting
cool.
on these hoes. What were you saying?
Like, cool. I was on AIM and everything. I had a little
it.
AIM name, Blast Like Guns. I don't know. It was just cool at the time. I was going to change my name, too.
No.
And then once I had my son, I was like, nah, I'm a superhero now.
Come on, that's dope.
Yeah, now it sounds like a superhero name to me.
That's what's up. Nah, it is. It is. Listen, I ain't going to put you on the spot because you put yourself on the spot. You are in a relationship.
Yep.
Proud. Love that. Chop it up for this man.
Yeah. Shout out to her. I gotta thank her for the music.
Yeah.
Because the stuff you say is legit. The combos I'm sure you guys are having.
1,000%. That's why. So, like, how does that relationship, your relationship that you're in, how does it play in subject matter when it comes to making this music? Are you, like, channeling whatever the heck is going on here? I'm going to put that in the record. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, 100% I'm influenced by my experiences firsthand. So I try to be respectful of our privacy, but I gotta let it out some way,
Like therapy?
Yeah, that's my therapy.
Has she ever got upset at you? Like, hey, you didn't have to say that in the song, Blxst. You could have let that part out.
Yeah.
Slightly overall, but she respect the fact that, this is my art. This is my form of expression.
Like what, though? Like what lyric or what song she was like,
I couldn't give you no specifics.
Okay.
But it'll probably be
projects.
a video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, before you go is the album, even just off looking at the track list, I already we knew where we're jumping to, and I know people listen to the album fully, but we already know where the quotables are going to come from. Talk to me nicely already.
Damn.
Talk to me nicely, Blxst. Where did that come from for you? Like, was that a conversation with you and your girl, or was that just, period, come correct?
I think Talk to Me Nicely was that's one of them ones, because my motto is forever humble. That's one of them ones where I decided to talk my shit a little bit.
There we go.
So I'm really talking to the world. Honestly, like, talk to me nicely. Put some respect on my name. I know I'm a new face. Put some respect on it at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How'd you connect with Ross? I know he's on the album, right? He's a feature. Obviously, Letty just talked about when we see like the features or the list, we jump to the features, right? Yeah. And I seen Rick Ross up there. I'm like, okay, how did that happen? Right? How did y'all connect? Was it him reaching out to you, or what was the play on that?
Shout out to my homegirl Erica. She worked close with Rick Ross.
Nice.
She plugged me with him. He was working on this album a minute ago. I want to say last year. Yeah. And they had flew me out to Atlanta just to write on some shit.
Okay.
And I ended up landing a hook on his recent project. And that was pretty much how we connected initially. Then I had that song. I was sitting on it for a minute, and I was like, I don't hear nobody but Ross on this song.
Man. What'd he say? He was like, yeah.
Reached out, he knocked it out. Perfect timing.
Nice.
That's an OG right there. I think we sleep on how legendary Ross is, you know what I'm saying? Because, since he's been out, it's just been consistent. So I think that's beautiful, especially like a Miami-LA connection. It's always dope.
I want to take you to an LA connection because, Blxst. We can't talk about, I know you're a fan first of just LA in general, and we see that Kendrick Lamar has said he's going to drop too, right? I've always, when people ask me like, man, I would love a Kendrick and a Blxst collab, right? I would love for this to happen. But I was talking to my homie Vic, and he's like, you know, it already happened. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, Blxst produced Do Yo Gutta, and Kendrick did the remix. Even back then you were in this, because that must have been like what, like 2013, 2012, like that was way back then. You were just producing. How did you feel when you heard like, oh, Kendrick's jumping on this?
That was the first time I was like, damn, this is real, this is possible. Like I had Kendrick, YG, and Problem on the same record. And I was just, you know, a kid. I used to look up to all three of these people. So I'm like, how did I make this happen?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the moments that built my confidence.
I want to, at that exact point, so you get this, you produce this song, and some of your idols hop on it, and they're rapping on it. What's that next step? Now you got the motivation, you know what I'm saying? You see that I have the talent to do this and the skill set to do this. And what is that next step to like, okay, I want to up my grind, and what direction did you take it from there?
Man, consistency, that's all I could say really about that. It's just like, you can do it once, but you got to do it again and again and again and again. Because this city may know you, but this city don't know you.
Right. So what was one of those pivotal moves for you that was able, you know, allow you to branch out past, you know, I'm getting some traction in my city. Some icons in my city are rocking with me. How do you branch out? You know, what does that consistency look like for Blxst?
I was sending out packs early on, like beat packs to everybody locally. So that's how I landed the song with Kehlani for real, right with it as well. And then Bino, once I started linking up with him, sending him beats, he was knocking out everything. And that's pretty much how we started the Six Tech.
When did you say, like, okay, I'm going to step up from behind making the beat? Like, let me.
I was always an artist.
I know you were always, but you just made sure, like, production was your step in. When were you like, all right, I'm comfortable for you guys to hear me?
I mean, I was putting shit out. They wasn't comfortable hearing me.
Got you.
But nah, I think over time, like, my artistry kind of just caught up to my producing as well. And people just respected each. They value both sides of it instead of just one, because it's hard to break as a producer and an artist simultaneously.
Man.
So
Kanye let us know he had a whole documentary about that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Would you ever like EP a project? Like, I mean, obviously right now we're focusing on the album. We have to focus on the album, but I'm saying eventually down the line, would you like to take that role and just produce a whole album for somebody else?
For sure. I'm already doing that right now.
Wait, who? Look at me trying to get all the questions.
Trying to get out the details.
Is it Kehlani?
Nah, so we got our own entity called Eagle, which we have a joint venture with Red Bull Records.
Right.
And we signed our first artist/producer. His name is Jay Million. He's from Long Beach.
Okay.
And I'm an executive producer his project.
Shit, get your bag, bro.
For sure.
Dude, even with the collab project you did with Bino, I remember just hearing it, and like, who would know to sample Slim, and who would know like the 112 sample, who would know to like put this stuff together? And I could tell that there's a lot of like, clearly we all
Jay Million produced that song.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Like, just for you guys to come together, that's 3 people at least. So you, Bino, and Jay, to be like, this is what we want this this project to sound like, right?
Yeah.
That type of a collaborative effort, that has to be in someone. Other people, their ego is too big to work with others.
Yeah.
How have you came in just collabing with others, whether it be this project, and it's not even more so like feature-wise. It's just idea-wise, conceptually, samples, all of that.
Man, I don't know. I would have to say just being inspired by the greats. You know, I think of Dr. Dre when you speak on them subjects. Understanding it's bigger than just me. Like, how can I create legacy to where everybody else is successful around me?
Yeah.
So when you think of Dr. Dre, you gotta also add Snoop, Eminem, 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of tree I'm trying to build at Eagle. You know what I'm saying?
Man's intentional.
Bringing things out of them every which way. Yeah. You know, I am like a little writer for the West Coast. Like, I a little one, because I'm 4'11" and a half. But, like, I sometimes I get upset by things that are said. And I really got upset just knowing and being a big fan of you, Blxst. Like, I promise, like, when it comes to the West Coast, you didn't know I'm your number one fan. You didn't know I'm part of the Eagle gang like that. But I remember there being a comment made about it only being Roddy, YG, and Kendrick putting on for the West Coast. You didn't even have to say anything. Yeah. Twitter said, Blxst exists, y'all. Yeah. Do you feel sometimes like you still have to show people that you're somebody to be taken serious? To me, it's like it blows my mind. People wouldn't even put your name in these convos.
That's a good question. I don't feel like I got to prove myself to nobody, you know. I think my fans appreciate me, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So as long as they straight, and I'm straight.
And Snoop did give you the key to the city. I don't know what
Come
city.
on,
I don't know if it was
shout
Long
out
Beach.
Snoop, shout out
I don't know.
Unk.
Yeah, if it was LA. Do you get an actual key, or is it like the?
That's what I was saying. So I'm like, where my key at?
Yeah, like where's that?
It's probably good from like Long Beach all the way to the IE. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a unique experience. You got not so unique, but you're South Central with your mom.
Yeah.
And then the IE with your pops.
Yeah.
How did that, like, what did you get from those two different worlds that helped shape you as a man? Because a lot of people sleep on the IE, and I'm glad you claiming it.
Yeah.
Right? I just moved out there, South Ontario.
Yeah.
So how did that shape you as a man?
Man, I felt like LA gave me my edge, you know what I'm saying? But the IE gave me that creativity, that time, and just solitude to just really focus on the craft.
Yeah.
Because I was in a room all day just being a nerd on YouTube, and if I was in LA, I would have been outside, you know, major distractions. So I'm glad I got both sides of the spectrum.
Wow. What high school did you go to out there?
I went to Upland High.
You Upland?
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. They ain't shit out there to do. They got sushi spots and bakers, and that's all they really got.
Hey, Baker's is fire.
Bakers over In and Out?
What
That's
of
tough.
Baker's is fire?
That's
Please.
tough. Baker's was fire.
What part? Like which one? What order?
I don't
Talk
even,
your shit. Talk your IE shit,
it could
man.
be a regular cheeseburger and
That's all I
fries. It
need.
still hit different.
What?
Baker's got burritos. You know what
Sorry,
I'm saying?
I'm a hater.
There's more options too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
option. The fries hit. You know what I'm saying? They got vegetarian option. You want to get fancy?
I had this thing at Baker's that was like a chicken and it had like a bell pepper on top of it or something. And I'm like, what are they doing out here in the IE? What's going on?
It's just
Look,
different.
Before You Go is the project, and one of the things that stood out just off the track list is Fake Love in LA. It's really hard for me to even just like when people are like LA so fake or things of that nature, but it takes someone being from out here that I think can really talk about it. A lot of times other people come out here and have an opinion about Los Angeles. Yeah. I'm very interested to see what you mean by fake love in LA.
Really speaking on Hollywood, a lot of people when they come to LA and they say LA fake, they're really speaking on Hollywood.
Solely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I was speaking on, just for the masses.
Yeah.
Because of course, if you from LA, you know the genuine love that we have out here.
Yeah.
But that song is really to the masses.
To the transplants. Got you. Don't even say all the people in North Hollywood that come from other states. That's what you mean.
Hey, chill on me, Teddy. I'm right
sorry
here.
about that.
I'm right beside you, bro.
I know you work with Bino, and I know the love is there. And my husband worked really closely with Nip. Yeah. And every time we hear you, he says, Nip would have loved to work with Blxst. I could tell. Like just hearing Blxst, you just know something would have been great. You know, I'm not sure if you've ever had a chance to just chop it up with Nip. I know he's always showing love, but is that something that you feel like, wow, I really wish I would have had a chance?
I think about that all the time. Certain songs I write, I'd be like, man, Nip would sound crazy on this song.
Wow.
And I had actually met him one time. It was at the Racks in the Middle video shoot. Shout out Kiefer. He introduced me to him. And he was already tapped in because this was like right around the time I first started working with Bino. He was like, yeah, I heard of your name. But it was crazy.
Stuff.
Oh,
Man, that's crazy.
Blxst. Yeah, that's I really do feel it. And you know, I got to go back to the Doc question because there's not too many people I feel could come up to par with him, whether it even be a collab or some kind of, I don't know, not necessarily a hook. I don't see you as someone that's on a hook with Kendrick, but I think you could stand up to par with him even lyrically.
Damn, that's a compliment.
Man,
so when does that drop?
That's a go.
Like, is it on his album or is it on this album? Like, is it a secret one, the extended version?
You tell me.
No, it's definitely on the album because I did the math. I'm glad you said that. You know what I'm saying? See,
Are you the Big Steppers?
Yeah. because he was on Ross's album.
Okay.
Right. He dropped. All right. Kehlani got an album. He on that too.
Right.
Any Given Sunday. Right. So I'm just doing the math.
Okay.
So Kendrick's album is when you're on the Kendrick's
He
album.
smokes features.
Yeah.
You might have an F on that test.
Oh, Blxst,
but it sounds good though.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
We're gonna tell everybody.
In theory, right.
Yeah, if you listen real closely, track number 7, you'll be on there.
I'm curious to know something. Like you were able to work with, some icons, legends. What is some of the best advice that you've been given from, mentors or people that you were able to bump into in the industry?
Some of the best advice. Damn. I can't think of nothing specifically somebody said. Really, when I feel like my best advice come from the people in my circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Vics, if you know Vic, Carl Folks, that's my attorney. They always just lacing me with different game. And really just sharpening my mind on the business side of things too. So I don't know. It's an ever learning process, but we're here for sure.
Yes, sir.
Now you love your team. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You definitely are an LA kid, bro. Like Letty and myself. Like you just tell, right? So with that being said, like being an LA kid, just really loving the city and the heritage here. What does Power 106 mean to you, bro?
Come on now.
Like real talk.
I remember waking up in the morning, the tamale lady outside.
I love you.
My mom used to faithfully get tamales.
I love you so much.
And
I love
then-
your mom.
Man, I love my mom too.
Yeah. I love your girl. This is not like that either. I love your girl and I love your baby. I just love it. Keep going. Don't mind
So
me.
she used to pick us up. I mean, not pick us up. She used to drop us off at school, but it's always Power 106 on the radio all the time.
Man.
So we eating our tamales in the back seat on the way to school, listening to Power 106.
That's official. You know what? You know what that lets me know?
What?
Blxst is Mexican.
Blxst,
You got that at one time.
You're Mexican. What is it? Which tamal? Like what is inside? Is it the cheese?
Nah, the regular chicken. But this was early on when I still ate meat. But it was
Okay.
the chicken tamales.
So you went from listening to Power in the mornings to being number one in our Power Countdown of 2021.
Yeah.
Man.
That was insane, bro. We spoke to you, right? But now we're
Yeah.
looking a couple days, couple months later to reflect how big was that moment to have the number one song for the city of Los Angeles.
That's crazy, bro. I feel like ain't no love like the West Side, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So just to be embraced by my city I couldn't ask for nothing more.
Yeah, and the love is genuine and it's real. I see people come out for you and genuinely wanting you to succeed. And it's more than just we're gonna ride from anyone on the West Coast. It's literally like this is the person we've been waiting to root for. This is the type of artist we want to represent Los Angeles. So, Blxst, thank you for doing that. I thank you for just dropping this project on us. I already know it's one of my favorites, and I'm sorry that I'm this biased, but classic already.
Okay.
Before you go, you do have like a flight theme. You're going off of a lot of like, what is it? Are you just taking flights?
It's just part of the rollout.
Got
you know?
it.
Just the airplane theme is more a symbol of like a transition because I feel like that's what Before You Go is really speaking on. Just a transition that I feel like I'm in, leaving some things behind or taking some things with me. So it's like before you go ... and you'll get the message in the project.
Man.
Intentional. This man's amazing.
I love it.
Letty said it. We just biased.
Blxst, your home team, thank you so much for rocking with us and just coming in to check in with us. It means a lot. We're a new morning show on the come up too, and I promise you, you are like you give us the anthems, you give us the soundtrack, and we're just here to ride along with you.
Man, thank y'all for having me.
Nah, for sure. This ain't the last time, my bro.
Not at
You know
all.
that.
Before you go get the album today. Go
Go.
stream that. Go crazy.
All new Power Mornings.